to this podcast, the Heidelminicast.
It's a Heidelminicast. And now, Scott Clark.
What is the deal with children's church?
If the Heidelcast helps you, won't you help us keep it going? Please make the coffer clink by clicking on the PayPal link or by sending a check to Heidelberg Reformation Association, 1637 East Valley Parkway, number 391, Escondido, California, 92027.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Heidelcast in any podcast app, and don't forget to subscribe to the Heidelblog by going to heidelblog.net/subscribe. Just enter your email address, and we will send you a rundown of everything that's on the Heidelblog for that day.
The Heidelcast.
I can understand why evangelicals and others who don't have a covenantal theology would exile their children during public worship, but I don't understand why so many ostensibly reformed congregations have adopted the practice of dismissing their covenant children from the service to, quote, children's church or whatever they may call it. From what I see, this seems to be a common practice. Sometimes the bulletin explains that the children are sent out of public worship in order to prepare them for worship, which strikes me as odd. It seems like sending one's child from the dinner table in order to prepare them to eat. That doesn't seem like that's going to work out very well. Starve to death. I understand the practical problem. At least some of the same congregations that have this practice also do not set aside time outside of the worship service for Christian instruction or catechism. So it seems they're holding catechism during the worship service. And I guess the reason there's no additional time for catechism is that the parents won't make time and the church won't make them make time. So congregations are making do. It's hard to know where to start with this complex of issues. Obviously, there's a misunderstanding of the nature of the Sabbath. There's a misunderstanding of the nature of worship, and there's a misunderstanding of the nature of baptismal vows and church membership. There's a misunderstanding of Christian nurture, and there's a misunderstanding of the nature of Christian parenting. Other than these things, as they say, it's all good. In such a case, the act of sending children out of the stated service for instruction sends a more powerful message than the instruction is likely to send. It sends the message to children that they're not really members of the covenant community. It sends the message that gathering for public worship may be marginalized if something else is deemed more important. It sends the message that it's acceptable to arrange one's priorities during the week so as to require this ad hoc solution that church is something we do, but it's not something that we are. And underneath all of this, there's another series of misunderstandings of what we are, who Jesus is, what he did, what the implications are for those who would follow him. We may look like happy, upwardly mobile suburbanites, but we're not. We're wretched, horrible people by nature. That manicured lawn covers a multitude of hell-deserving sins. We're gossips, murderers, adulterers, and God-haters. If the children's church sending parents understood that, if they really believed that about themselves and their children, they would find time during the week to see to it that their children are instructed. They would be catechizing their children, praying with and for them. Then it wouldn't be a matter of squeezing in a little instructional time into the Sabbath. They would be pleading with the minister to teach their children. If we saw ourselves for what, but for the grace of God, we really are, then we would understand the grace of God. If we understood the grace of God, we would more and more embrace the consequences of following Jesus. Death to self entails death to the successful suburban lifestyle, where that lifestyle marginalizes Christ and his church. Jesus didn't come to facilitate a happy, upwardly mobile lifestyle. And discipleship calls us to die to the mall, especially on the Sabbath, and to live to Christ. Yes, having children in the church means that it will be slightly less entertaining and possibly less emotionally moving. It's a little harder to be enraptured by the latest chorus when your child is fidgeting next to you or someone else's is wailing in your left ear. That's okay. You might not have the same emotional high this week as you did when there was children's church, but that's okay. Worship isn't about your experience of religious ecstasy. It's about hearing God and responding appropriately. It's about His Word. God doesn't mind that your emotional experience is less intense. He takes the long view. Your children will grow up not segregated from public worship and the means of grace. They'll grow up a part of the community of the redeemed and watching baptisms so they can see what happened to them. They'll see the supper administered and they'll ask, when can I have it? They'll hear the law and the gospel, Lord willing. And they'll grow up knowing that this is their identity, that it's really true that God said, I will be your God and your children's God. Church leaders don't want to challenge parents, and parents don't want to be challenged. The cycle has to end somewhere.
The best podcast, the Heidelcast.
It should start with pastors and elders. That's why they call it leadership. A leader goes first. A leader takes the risk. Elders and pastors need to get over their desire to be popular, to be liked, to be successful. Perhaps the reason that parents don't see any contradiction between their definition of success and the Christian life is because their pastors and elders haven't shown it to them. Children's church is a problem, but it's not the problem. It's a symptom of much larger problems. It's not too late because it's never too late to repent. Grace is free for everyone, pastors and parents alike. God bless those noisy congregations with fidgeting and fussy children. Let the noise of children inhabit all our congregations.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow for more from the Heidelcast, brought to you by Heidelberg Reformation Association.org. Don't forget, when the coin in the coffer clinks, the cost of bandwidth shrinks. Copyright Heidelberg Reformation Association. All rights reserved. This is a Heidel Media production.
The best podcast, the Heidelcast.